YouTube. What's up, YouTube? It's Josh. And today I'm going to be talking about 5 ways to blow up, 5 ways to market your landscaping company. And I'm going to be giving you this advice because, I'm on this journey too. I'm still figuring out, what I think is the best channel, what I think are the best ways to attract clients, what I think are the best ways to fill up a pipeline full of homeowners who are ready to roll, ready to do some amazing projects, and ready to do, quite frankly, some luxurious outdoor living spaces. So I'm going to be talking today about the big 5. The big 5, that's YouTube, that's Facebook, that's LinkedIn, that's Instagram, and that's Google. Okay? So before I go into it, what I will say is that of the big 5, I only use 4. So I'm not an advocate. Well, I'm an advocate of LinkedIn. I'm just not a person who tends to use it. I've used it a little bit for the business, but I haven't put that much attention to it. So I'll be very upfront that I can't speak too much to LinkedIn, but I can speak super heavily to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Google. And I think these are probably the most important 4. If I had to put them in order for a landscaping company, considering that most of our clients who we work with for our projects are older clients. So they're typically between, 35 plus or 40 plus. And Facebook is the perfect place to find those people. Facebook has an older audience, and that's where you should be. I read a statistic yesterday that said Facebook has 40 or 50% of Facebook's audience is above the age of 35 or 45, meaning that they've likely made the decision to purchase their first home. 35 to 40, they probably have more stable income, have savings saved up, and have the financial ability to make a major investment in their home, like a pool, like a paver patio, like an outdoor kitchen. So I'll go at them one by one, and I'll break down what I think are, the benefits and the advantages of using these different channels, and, how you can use them to win, to get a big pipeline of projects for 2022, and to close deals too. So here we go. All right. So number 1, let's start with the Goliath. Let's start with Facebook. So Facebook's been the number 1 source of all of our projects in the last 4 to 5 years. I would double down on Facebook any day of the week because it has a lot of older audience and people who are there, they're socially scrolling, but they also use Facebook as a place to see, if other people are interested in these certain products, or Facebook's just a great place. Everyone who's older is on Facebook, and it's an easy way to be frequently in front of your audience. So the benefit of Facebook, a lot of different features that you guys can imagine. You can post photos, videos, live videos, links to blogs, links to YouTube videos. So these are all ways to get people from one channel, Facebook, to another channel, so that they can see more of your content, they can see your website. But even better than that is that Facebook has some pretty cool advertising abilities, so you can retarget people, which is what we do at our company a lot. If you've ever been to a Nike store on the internet and you look at the shoes, you don't check out, and then, for the next 3 to 4 days, what you see is someone chasing you around the internet, buy these or buy this or buy this, the same shoe following you around the internet. That's what retargeting is. And you can do that on Facebook, and you can do it in a way that, guarantees more success for you when you're spending money on advertisements. So what I mean by that is that you can retarget to people who've watched a certain amount of your video. So if they've watched 25% of a 5-minute video, if they've watched 50% of a 5-minute video, if they've watched 75, 100%, and you can advertise to these people who viewed different amounts of your content, because as you could assume, if someone watches 5 minutes, they have a higher level of interest than someone who watched just the first 2 minutes. But that's not to say the person who watched for only 2 minutes can't be as interested as the second person. Maybe they got caught up with, family, friends, children. These are older audiences typically on Facebook. So that's the catch with that. So Facebook's super cool. I love it. You know, what we do to win on Facebook is post 2 to 3 times a day and in a variety of ways. So what you'll see us doing on Facebook is you'll see live videos of updates of projects. Hey, this is Josh. So for instance, hey, this is Josh and Max, and today we're out on a project in West Bloomfield and we're doing X, Y, and Z. Here's this specific product that we're using. Here's the benefit of this product and, you know, why you should invest in this same product for your home. So, you know, giving people basically behind the scenes views of what it looks like in construction. So, you know, in construction and in landscaping, what I've noticed is that a lot of people avoid what it actually takes to make these projects come to life. So as you go from smaller landscape gigs, you know, your mulch, your planting, to hardscaping construction, you know, paver patios, retaining walls, etc. There's phases in between the finish and the start that look very ugly, to be quite honest with you. You're gonna have dirt, you're gonna have half materials, you're gonna have materials here, materials there, you're gonna have equipment on site, you're gonna have track loaders, you're gonna have tracked dirt on the driveway. A lot of things that can't be avoided, and it's best that you let the customer know and set the parameters of what's gonna happen up front before they get there and they're like, man, I didn't expect you guys to be so loud in the morning with your machines, or I didn't expect to hear beep, beep, beep when you guys are backing up. Just simple stuff like that. So Facebook's really good for that. So we post, as I said, 2 to 3 times a day. I like to post photos. I take a lot of photos, a lot of pictures unnecessarily at some points of the projects with the intent at another date to post. So why that's helpful is because right now, today I'm filming this video and it is January 7th. It's January 7th and today it is 11 degrees is what my car said before I came in here. Freezing cold, we can't dig and we really can't operate anything that's not above ground. So, you know, we could do pavers if the base is already laid. We could continue with the wall if the first courses have already been stacked, but we can't do any digging. So with that being said, all the additional content that I have that I just took pictures of for no reason is fuel that I can use for these off months, January, February, March-ish. These months to stay relevant in my customer's face. You know, I can share with them pictures from the middle of the summer and say, hey, attention homeowners. Hey, if you're a homeowner and today you're thinking about upgrading to a resort style living space at your home, hey, please do so, yada, 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 yada. Point is, I can use content from the past, pull it to the future, and then pull customers into our pipeline per se to be potential clients and homeowners that we work with and improve the quality of their lives through their new outdoor living spaces. So I love Facebook. If I only had one choice to advertise anywhere, it would be Facebook, but that's not the case. So Facebook, I give it a 10 out of 10. You know, really simple to use. We've all used Facebook before, and it also connects to Instagram. So the benefit of it is that if you are a person that likes to save time or, you know, not spend so much time posting or doing activities that really don't generate income, you know, what you can do is post on Facebook, what you can do is post on Facebook, click the option to also post on Instagram, and you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. All right. So I'm going to talk about Instagram next, and then I'll talk about Google and YouTube. All right, Instagram. So let's talk about Instagram. Instagram has upsides and downsides. So the downside of Instagram is that it's not searchable content. So, you know, on Facebook, very, very few and far between, you know, depending upon the title of your video, it could pop up in searches on Google searches, which is really good for you, brings people to your page, ideally brings people from your page to look at more photos, to get more information, to go to your website, ends up in your pipeline, you retarget them across the internet. That's how that funnel should work for you. So Instagram's great for just like Facebook, because the stories can be tagged together. You know, you can put whatever you put on Facebook on Instagram at the same time. The benefit of Instagram is that Instagram can be a more social daily platform for you to show clients what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So some content tips that you could use for Instagram story-wise is that you should use your story first off. It's free. You know, the benefit of Facebook and Instagram to start is that all this stuff is free, man. There's no cost except effort and time and creativity. So with Instagram, one thing that I've seen that works well for us and works well for others is consistently posting, consistently posting and posting information that's one, educational, but also giving people behind the scenes of what you're doing. So, when you're showing information that's educational, what that does is give you altitude. What does altitude mean? Altitude means that when you're giving information, you're the person in the source they can look to for more information. If I'm giving you more information about pavers, retaining walls, outdoor kitchens, fiberglass pools consistently, and I seem confident about the information that I'm sharing you while also showing you what we're doing on site, that's going to raise your level of certainty in us as contractors. And in the end, it's going to help us win versus others because we're consistently posting every day. You can see that we're active. It's not like we haven't posted a photo or a picture since 2018 and you're still guessing, like, are they in business? Are they not in business? This can be a daily interaction. Now, aside from the stories, which you should use, what you should also do is, Instagram, of course, created the reel feature. You should definitely use that. Anything that's video content does better than photo content, unless it's like before and after pictures or, just a lot of high quality pictures that really catch people's attention. But reels work really well. I posted a reel yesterday and it got, 1,500, between 1,500 and 1,300 views, which is less likely to happen just on a picture. And if so, you wouldn't know how many people, literally saw it. The reel tells you. So reels help you reach a lot more people who previously would not have been able to be reached. So really, really like Instagram for that. Another good thing is Instagram Live. People do tend to watch Instagram Lives, whether it's actively watching it while you're live or after. So it's good to collab with people who are, powerful in your industry. And this goes good for personal branding, but also business branding. If you're going to go live with someone in the business or in the industry that's crushing it so that other customers associate you with him or her. And at that point, they seem like, okay, well, birds of a feather flock together. These guys got to work together. And if they work together and one's quality is great, the other qualities is great too, So that's the benefit of Instagram. Again, if I had to rank it, I'd still say Facebook's higher than Instagram. But next we'll talk about Google and YouTube. All right, Google and YouTube. I would say Google and YouTube are probably the most important channels to use for a lot of reasons. One, Google is the number one search engine on the planet. YouTube owns Google. Google owns YouTube. So the reason why I'm telling you guys that is that it's super important to get on YouTube and to be on Google. So how can I get on Google? There's one way you can get on Google. Have a website. With your website, you should have several blog posts. To date, I've got 67 blog posts on our business website that talks about, is paver patios better than concrete? Are paver patios expensive? What should I expect to pay for a 20 by 20 patio? What is the average cost of a pool? What is the average cost of this? Here's a before and after picture. X, Y, and Z project in Rochester, X, Y, and Z project in West Bloomfield. So the benefit of that is that there's something called SEO, search engine optimization. What that means is that in the search engine, as people search certain keywords like brick pavers or certain keywords like landscape design, will trigger different results, right? And so what's important is that you are one of the people that pops up when that happens. Because how many times have you personally clicked to the second page of Google? Rarely ever. Rarely ever. I don't. You probably don't. You go with what's most convenient, the top three, or you go with the couple that's under that. So the importance of being active on your own website, on YouTube, is because YouTube is the second biggest search engine. So if Google owns YouTube and YouTube's the second biggest search engine, if your keywords are right for YouTube videos and they answer quality questions that people actually have, what happens in the end is that your videos and your content will show up when people search it. Hey, landscape designers near me, or landscape designers West Bloomfield. And you've got a video titled Landscape Design Project in West Bloomfield. you're going to pop up instantly. And when you pop up instantly and you're the first choice, just like we just said, you eliminate the buying or the sales cycle for the customer, because you do two things. If your YouTube video pops up, you're going to, one, provide value. You're two, going to show your face so they're familiar with you. And three, it makes it more real versus reading a blog. Just if I had to compare reading a blog to watching a YouTube video, after I watch a YouTube video, I feel like I know that person a little bit. And there's been a couple times, specifically 2 times since the beginning of the year, that I've literally went to a customer's home and they said, hey, we really appreciate you guys making YouTube videos, and we actually feel like we already know you before we met you. And what does that do? That helps eliminate any concerns around uncertainty, around, are we capable of doing the project? Are we real company? Are we qualified and capable? Because we're giving information and we're showing what we're doing. So YouTube and Google together are the best combination. Like, SEO is everything. Because when people are searching on Google, they're looking to solve a problem immediately. Like that. Quick. They're looking to solve that problem at that moment. And what do I mean when I say that? When you're searching for pizza, you're hungry. When you're searching for a restaurant in the location, it's because you're hungry. You want to solve your hunger problem right now. So it's no different, especially in the service industry, because they've probably got pain associated with that concern. So for instance, for us landscapers, let's say, for instance, you get a terrible downpour of rain, right? Customers are calling you about French drains. Hey, I want to get a French drain. Can you guys help me with my French drain? I've got water backing up to the back of my house, and I don't want the water to get into my foundation. Fair game. That's cool. But, I don't want the water to get in the back of my foundation. So they have pain associated. They don't want to end up with, a massive bill with water pouring into their foundation. They're trying to solve this problem immediately, right on the spot. So it's your duty and your obligation to get on the front of Google, or use YouTube head titles or blog post titles or web page titles that actually people are searching for. The easiest way to do that is just to search on the internet. Landscaping, and then see what pops up. Landscaping near me. Landscape design. Landscaping costs for hydrangeas. Landscaping costs for arborvitaes. What should I expect when buying brick pavers? All those things, when they pop up, man, you're going to solve a lot of problems for those people, and you're going to give them a lot of certainty in you by having videos, blog posts, and content that actually answers the questions that they have. So I was going to do, a separate part about YouTube, but they go hand in hand, man. YouTube and Google are really the same thing. And if you can dominate one, you're definitely going to dominate the other. So I would recommend you guys to go on Google, search what you're selling, brick pavers, fiberglass pool, and use the content that pops up when you're searching as questions, as content. Make a blog post about how much does a fiberglass pool cost. Make a post or a video on YouTube about what should I expect when I'm buying brick paver patios, or what's the warranty for Unilock. Make videos that answer frequently asked questions, so that when your customer actually gets a hold of you, when they actually reach out to you, their concerns are already answered. So if you have this much, if this is the finish line for a finished signed project where a customer submits deposit, and this is the starting point of starting to look for a contractor who I can find and work with, if you give them information, maybe they come in right here, versus here. So your competitor is working from here all the way to the close. You're working from a cheap point here all the way to the close. Or if you're great with follow-up, which is a whole different video, you guys should be consistently sharing content, consistently raising your customer's level of certainty as they're in the buying cycle, to the point where you can actually make an agreement with the customer, right? And so how do you do that? By providing information. Customers are searching on the internet for information. When a customer calls you, hey, this is Joshua, what information can I get you today? Information is the holy grail, and the more information that you provide them about their situation, and more information that you can impress upon them about how certain you are about your capabilities to solve their problem, that itself will solve a lot of problems for you in terms of objections, in terms of customers stalling you, in terms of customers feeling uncertain about working with you, that will change a lot for you guys. So that's my take on the big 5. LinkedIn, I don't really know much about LinkedIn, so I can't speak to it. But if you're a landscaper, dude, and if you're in the construction landscape industry, what you need to be doing is advertising on Facebook. It has your demographic in your location. It doesn't matter where you live. Before you tell yourself, oh, that's not going to work in my city. Oh, I've got friends who live in towns with 10,000 people and they still advertise and find deals. So I live in a town with 1.6 million people in this county. So there's plenty of opportunity for people to purchase landscaping and to learn about who we are. So if I were you guys, I'd be on Facebook posting 2 to 3 times a day, various types of content. I'd be doubling that content and using it for not only Facebook, I'd also be using it for Instagram at the same time. Other than that, I'd be on Google. After that, I would be on Google heavily. Get in contact with someone who does SEO, or you can kind of do like I did. I did a lot of grassroots efforts over the last couple of years, posting tons of blogs and more recently, YouTube videos that coincide with those blogs so that I have twice as much content as the average contractor, and I can raise my customers' level of certainty from a base level 0 all the way to a 10 really fast because I have so much information that can be watched when they want, how long they want, for however many times they want, on their phone, in the bathroom, in the bed, with the husband, with the wife, on vacation, wherever you're at. You can increase their certainty so you can get them what they're looking for, which is a new outdoor living space. So that's my take on the big 5 and the channels that you guys should be using to blow up your landscape construction as it relates to getting more projects. Facebook first, be frequent. Same thing with Google and YouTube, be frequent and answer quality questions and provide value. Information is value in this case. Provide value to the homeowner with information that they are not aware of that will solve problems that they have. All right, guys, appreciate you watching this video so far. Someone's gonna make use of this video. It's gonna help you a lot. I promise it helped me. And these are just things I've learned from the past 5 years. And if you can get a jump start on it today, make a post, say anything. Make your first YouTube post and say, hey, this is so-and-so landscaping. We just wanted to let you know that we're in the area and we're looking forward to working with you. The services that we provide are pavers, outdoor kitchens, fiberglass pools, pillars, this, that. Make a post, spend 15, 20 bucks, spend 100 bucks, spend 500 bucks. You're gonna get your money back super fast, and let people know that you exist. If people don't know you exist, they can't purchase your products. So get out there, get frequent, and go win the game, man. Thanks so much.